I woke up 3 o'clock in the morning because the spirit, will not let me get away with not doing this. So, welcome again. Welcome. We are talking now about divine sociology to create social norms and compel mass outcomes. But before I go there, I am having to connect with what is happening in the society that we live in. And that is the part that I was trying to get out of. But as I said, I woke up 3 o'clock in the morning because I just have to do this. My people, black governments are chosen for cowardice, docility, and a whoring nature. Listen, black governments are chosen for cowardice, docility, and a whoring nature. For this video, we will get back to the norm for a while. I might say things that don't seem to make sense because it is how they come to mind, but you might be able to connect these dots better than me. I will spend a little time talking about conditions in Jamaica before introducing the simple societal sciences that will fix them in a flash. State of the nation issues are topics I try to avoid because of how passionate I become when I tune in for information from individuals concerned with government. I do not find what I would prefer. If it was not important to our well-being, I would not want to know the energies of these people. The predominant factor is a sense of futility mixed cowardice, and you will never expect this from a leader. They do not believe in doing things the right way because of fear, and they comfort themselves by embracing greed in exchange. And it gets to the mean point where they will say to a friend, have you ever been a racer? And he says no. And they say, but can you ride a bicycle though? And they say yes. And they say, that's good enough. We will sign you up for a bicycle race. We will make you win and share the prize with us. Gather more of our friends that can at least learn to ride a bicycle. Their emotions are not only complicated but desperately possessed. I become angry at times. They know about the spiritual realm without much understanding, and this leaves them open to fear, which nullifies whatever they know. Because I have to be inquisitive here, this is similar to a psychic reading. I might be a little bit harsh in my words, but it is not even personal. Sometimes the energies come in that way. It is like the echo. I am the echo. And by saying this, it is so funny. A cross and a stake just came to mind. Life is not something you can take. Understand what you will do to yourself. I have no hate. I don't know how to do this thing. So all your doings are on you. There's nothing on me. Please hit the like button for me and subscribe for more. I was tormented trying to ignore things that I have no choice but to say now. This burden is no fault of mine. I have a natural duty to point out the adverse. I will show you the seemingly hopeless dilemma we face, which will be solved only by proper societal intelligence. Although, by all the degrees the subjects possess, the slave makers did not school the slaves to become independent. Our social problems come by our leaders applying what they learn. Our social problems come by our leaders applying what they learn. It might seem like a stupid argument, but listen, I am going to say it one more time just to be a little bit more stupid. Our social problems come by our leaders applying what they learn. For example, a black doctor will give a white man's prescription to a black man. I mean, this happens literally every day, all day. For this is all he knows. But it even goes deeper than this, and we will get there on some other occasion. We watch other nations prosper and we bring out educated ones to do the same for us. Were they educated about the nature and culture of the black population? No, they were not. Although they were black, they studied how to administer over different subjects with different cultures and experiences. You don't expect the same approach to building cultural norms for people traumatized through slavery as you would for people that lived in luxury at the plundering of others. The two do not work the same way. Black leaders have no intimate or emotional connection to the black people they seek to govern. They have the white man's emotion to serve the black man's population. For their education is nothing but a disconnecting mindset. Even though they come from black families, they will quickly condemn their own culture, cursing it in actions and words, and then trying to substitute another unworkable foreign one that works for other people. They will tell you that a white girl can wear her long hair to school, but a black girl cannot wear her dreadlocks. She can use chemicals to make it look like that of a white woman's, and then she might be accepted. The problem is that the natural way to grow black hair is dreadlocks, but educated black folks do not know this. They do not have intimate connection to blackness. It sounds stupid, but it is a fact. It is a stupid fact. This is what David, Absalom, and Jesus did, for your information. But every day, the dirty nigger principal is in school crucifying Jesus. These educated folks have taken on the roles of the Pharisees, and they are the true reprobates of the trampled race. And I am going to sound harsh by saying I am including the government in that last statement that now I'm going to repeat. These educated folks have taken on the roles of the Pharisees, and they are the true reprobates of the trampled race. Okay? I do not mean this in any mild manner either. Sometimes when we use the emphasizing words, they bring the true value of the thought. The educated black folks don't like them. They call them indecent curse words. Listen, tell me this. What is the difference between saying, I hate you and I wish you dead, and move your bumbleclad or fuck you? You tell me what the difference is. And as a matter of fact, don't even tell me what the difference is. Just think about it in your mind. Which one is the curse? Black people, when you say words, listen to yourselves and don't let the race traitors fool you. Every word serves a purpose. A curse is something intended, not something that emphasizes a point. If I had control over the cultivating edifice, I could take any word and make it seem indecent or call it expletive or curse. In fact, I could tell you that the word indecent is very indecent, and in short order of time, no one will want to say the word. As we speak today, it is almost a sacrilege to sneeze on the streets, but it was not so 3 or 4 years ago. Any controller can insert or erase, cut and paste your thoughts or conditioning at will. So why are you so violent, killing each other for no good reason, which is no natural human trait? If you say your ass in Jamaica, you can be charged by the law. If you say your ass in English, then everyone is happy. Neither will the black man who is government call out the hypocrisy. He works for those that want there to be a double standard, and that is why he is comfortable with it or to threaten you with charges for speaking it in your own dialect. I say these things that seem impossible to you, but soon you will realize how truthful they are because the face of God is coming to Jamaica. Yes, your government works for the enslavers, and it might not be like they all wanted to do so in the first place. But for some, it is exactly because they are cowards seeking the less courageous way. I kid you not. These niggas will tell you that your government is working, but it is only wishful thinking on their part. And this is the problem. I cannot speak to you without telling the truth. Believing or not is on you. Hating or not is upon you. If I have said the perfect word, then wisdom will not, cannot contradict it. What then is the sense to hate me for it? I tried many times to keep silent about things I see, but I don't see where I have a choice now. Divine sociology is the highest wisdom of the ages. You cannot build a nation by economics. You cannot build that nation by economics. You cannot build a nation by economics. Just like you cannot think to be rich forever by winning the lotto or getting this reparation. Repairing the head is more important. If a bad head gets a good sum, then the bad apple is going to spoil the bundle. To create a prosperous nation, you must first build their mindsets. If you do not create and advance a compatible culture for societal success, it will come at random. This will not be a good thing. Woe unto the people when the slave becomes the master. The house slave was chosen because he had not the blood of the nobles. Listen, I'm explaining something to you. Everything the white man did, he did it deliberately by using the wisdom he learned across the ages, and some of them from the same black people who ruled. And these are some of the same wisdoms I am now exposing to you. How will a mere house slave figure out how to use the societal mold that he went to learn about in college? He will not, he cannot, it is not in his DNA. Worst of all, not in any black nation state. The house slave will leave everything up to chance and wish that economics will fix it. It is impossible to build a nation by way of economics. You have to first build their mindsets by utilizing the tools to do so. It does not take as long as you believe to create new norms. Once there is a template, the sameness that turns from the mold will guarantee one people out of many. And then you will start with economics. In black cultures, kings and priests are chosen by spirit before they were born. This is because of a very ancient secret. We must always listen, before I go to that note. If you have a dog with a certain trait, you can have that same dog for the next 20 years. You have to just simply protect that bloodline. We must always choose three particular characters with three different gifts. And by simply doing this, God will come to the people. The fear of the black man is that his empire will be second to none. This is the fear that others have for the black man. His empire will be second to none because these are things that he has done before. This is the fear of him. And the way to stop him is to take away his culture and modus operandi. This is why all races, every single one, gathered together to fight this single people for thousands of years. Till today, the white race created a mulatto group by the genes of the black peasantry, and then they made sure that the kings were lost in the system. Then they set up a conveyor belt to make sure that these house slaves started where the kings were supposed to be. This is why the societal sense of ignorance prevails. What is in the DNA of a king is nothing to learn in school. This seems controversial, but all the races of the world protect certain bloodlines for their internal strengths. If you believe that winning the lotto is guaranteed to make the winner rich, you need to look at the records. The thing has to be in mind before it be manifest to the outer world, or it will not last for anything. Your leaders do not know a rat's ass about sociology, but they are given societal structures to tamper with, thinking that a business degree that tells them to overtax the people will ever make sense. It is only a way of enslaving the people. Have no children, tough tan. Have a lot of children and overtax them, and then the offshore white companies will get the money. When they are overtaxed, force the country to come back for more loans so you can overtax more. And the more millions you have to overtax, the more money you make. Christopher Tufton. This is something that is now like common knowledge, right? It is a part of an ancient system that they have been using. People building tributaries and making people slaves. How can these people being made slaves be liberated? Do you intend for the people to be liberated? You are using parts of a spell, and then the government is telling me that they don't know what they are doing or they are not working for the enemy. It will guarantee perpetual failure. It will guarantee perpetual failure. You do not sell the car tire to buy gas for the car. It cannot work. The methods that the white man banded to you because you have a degree are methods of economical entrapment. The word is entrapment. It is a perpetual curse that every leader who comes along will continue the ill way as a norm. They will begin to do it as a norm and cursing their own people. Your leaders are so backward in their societal sense that it seems like they are begging God Almighty to curse their nations all day, every day. Sometimes, even when they see the wrong, they still continue doing it out of cowardice. But I will soon explain this. The political leadership system is what I would refer to as a only pushovers club. A only pushovers are only pussies club. To join, you have to be like Shaggy or Scooby Doo. Fear makes them stay under a white queen for protection. Either you live or die. Death is not worse than everything. Life is to manifest your will, and if you can't, there is no living sense. The only option it leaves us with is that we have to be brave to really live. Our life will pass us while we claim to choose life over death. Tell me, where will be the treasures gathered from not trying to live at all? Or do you just live for you alone as a legacy for your children and a sinking ship that you plug more holes into? This is why I tell all them sissy men, take off those skirts and put your pants on when you go to defend a whole freaking nation of millions. Alpha males run China and other powerful nations. In the black societies, the queen demands more prisons. Oh, shut up, watch. Shut up, shut up, shut up. I'm sorry, this watch. Yeah, this watch is makes nice. In the black societies, the queen demands more prisons for their alpha males. But it is Scooby Doo or Shaggy who makes the decisions for the black people. They block the children from their alpha male fathers and turn the women against the men, saying, "You can do it on your own, girl." Then the woman sends the boy to school wearing a freaking bonnet on his head and then hates the crucifying results. These women then turn around cussing men for taking away their their pants that show their panty lines and buttholes almost. I heard one single mother complaining that she can't find clothes in the stores because of the men. Like, what did she expect? This is how they train them. The funniest thing that happened recently was all these modern women telling all women not to date a man who grew with a single mom. It is contradictory. But common sense had long gone out the window. It makes no sense to say take six instead of half a dozen. And this is the same thing with government, coming from the same emotion over logic mindset, which even men do when they become more feminine, spitting ignorance in the face of intelligence with overwhelming disdain. When you see a woman trying to raise the alpha man, you see a black politician trying to please his people by supporting white supremacy. When you see a woman trying to raise the alpha male, you see a black politician trying to please his people by supporting white supremacy. A black politician will tell you that he did not sell out the beach that no citizen can access. Or he will tell you that the treaty which was made by Maroons and England did not say the things that are written on it. I saw Andrew Holness, who is the Prime Minister of Jamaica. I saw one of his tweets yesterday morning, which really connected with me. The part where he said that Jamaican excelled wherever they went made a proper impression. It proved that politicians see for themselves that our only problem in this country is government. The only empowerment goes to the politicians, their allies, and activists, but mostly to their offshore allegiances that are mostly white or Chinese. We Jamaicans excel at everything we do, and we do them better than most. We win more often than not. Well, all except our government. Do you realize that the Jamaican government, now and in the past, whenever they represent us, lose all the time, 100% of the times, and we never have a good thing to show for having a societal system? If we were all in an open state of anarchy with no government force whatsoever, it would not be much different from what it already is. If we are inherently winners, why are this one particular group of people losing? This is not something to sweep under the rug or bypass. Speaking about a bypass, they tell us they built a cross-country highway, but most of the country has the same old roads instead. Yes, all the money was spent. This matters very much to all of us, and we cannot trivialize the importance of the discussion. Yes, at some point, I did feel I should not even go there, but I looked at the shatters around me. I see one or two people still carrying hope, although miraculously. And I realize we have to try to make better for ourselves, and it has to begin by the people opening their eyes and not trying to mince words or anything. It is obvious that those in government have their eyes open, but they seem to be viewing a different price from what the people desire. If if we want ownership of our country, for example, they want to sell it out, and they alone will prosper with an option to leave to the south of France whenever they choose. There is land, but the people have none. Why? By the way, what is crown land and who are the cowards that agree with the situation? The people want land to possess and grow, and the queen must not be afforded any while the people suffer. The cowardice government always seem to have trust in anything that means to give away parts of our sovereignty, and nothing that has to do with you owning or keeping anything will work in their books. These cowards will never stand up and say what is not right for their people to foreigners. They will stand up and tell their people what is right for foreigners to take from them, like free fucking backside and government assisted extortion of the people for the electric company. Yes, the government plays the strongman role, and these white folks get to extort us. If I am lying, then sue me. The more you think about it, you have to say, Bumbleclad, And to hell with screams about indecency. Government oppression is not decent. Bumbleclad. Gas tax can't help the country get better. It helps the country down to economic entrapment. The more you take from the people, the more the country fails. The people are supposed to be the priorities. It is supposed to be them that all done will be done for, not any other way. You want to know something that will help? Let me tell you one. A solar system culture will help. It only takes an educated black man to believe these things will work, and the question is why. It does not look good at all. Do you believe that their intentions are good, but there are just the coincidences that make it seem otherwise all the times? Do they have a tendency to misappropriate funds because they are concerned to use these funds appropriately? What kind of mathematics is that? Fools believe in a perpetual series of coincidences. At some point, we must figure that the thing is what it seems to be. Educated black politicians destroy the black sovereignty and their economies. Educated black women destroy cultures that make for better family lives and mindset cultivation to our children. These are issues to urgently discuss as we continue with our observation of divine sociology and the art of cultivating mindsets and compelling predetermined outcomes for the ideal social norms. Masculinated women and effeminated men are the sum total of anarchy and violence. Either the government is not educated in how to compel outcomes or is deliberately conspiring to sell out for foolish gains. We have caught political thieves red-handed before. Sometimes a coward sold you out, not because he wanted to, but because as a coward he was looking for a less courageous decision. He did not want to have to be the brave. Sometimes the least brave decision a coward will find is to bow down and do what it takes to avoid sitting around the table to negotiate with grown men as a man protecting an entire nation. Because they set up a pool of the weak-minded ones only, we must always pick between Scooby-Doo and Shaggy to lead the army charging forward. When they are scared, they deliberately hypnotize themselves to believe lies in order to do things the easy way, even at the expense of selling out the people. Imagine sending a little girl in a boxing ring to face Mike Tyson, and her trainer is telling her, look into his eyes and intimidate him. And then Mike whispers in her ear and says, just pretend like you fell and broke your leg and I won't knock you out. She now has a choice, although it might affect the payout for her team, for the country, not doing the fight. So if you don't fight, it will affect the payout for your country. But if you fight, you will have to take a blow. This is a much clearer view of your black ass government, and now you know. Oh man, oh man. You can't make this shit up. Life is funny as hell, right? But that includes the bad things too. Do you believe you can do better with the pool of choices presented to you at the polls? The truth is, no, you can't. They are all conditions to do cowardice in fear of what white governments will think. It's like being a mother and leaving your children hungry because the neighbor says she will not speak to you anymore if they eat dinner. Moreover, It is systemized in a way that the outcome will be always as their majesty, the queen that they love so much and pray to at her breakfast meetings, dictates. They work zealously for their queen. In their hierarchy, they say they do it for the people of Jamaica, but the Queen of England sits on top of them. And if it was the dancehall queen, at least she would be a Jamaican woman, right? And she would be a Jamaican woman getting elevated for her successes, hard work, or something that some Jamaican might care about. And, say, go on, Spice, go on, Shelly, go on, Queen, what the, come on. Usually, in a societal system, it is the few that has to deliver the masses, and there is a reason for this. In cases as we face in Jamaica at this point, it is the masses that must rise peacefully, go to the leader's house, have full-side discussions, and feast on the food for all who are hungry. Slow them down and dictate what you want. Lay down the rules and find you some good leaders. Do you know that we still have racist laws that impugn the integrity of the black people, and the government loves to remind us? Yes, the government loves to remind us about them on the books. Do you know that police personnel can still trim a black person's locks and get away because the DPP, the Queen's woman, is not going to protect you if you are an ordinary black person? Understand this. Stop blaming the police. Stop blaming the police. Oh, stop blaming the police. Do you know where those police personnel come from? Some of them are your own children. Get off their backs. It is mindset cultivation. But with the police, it takes on a side of scapegoating. They induce the false and then scapegoat the police in order to divert the blame from themselves. The people and the police are together in the same pickle, but neither the people nor the police realize it. So they become at loggerheads at time, divide and rule. They think they are on different sides, divide and rule. They forget even that they are our children who decide to go serve and protect, but thinking that the ultimate goal was for the people and for their unity. How many times did they ever tell you as a police officer that you do not have to obey an unlawful command? Who ever told you? Have they ever told you? Do they repeat it? How many times? I have already been speaking for long enough. So let me continue on this another time. Please hit the like button for me. Peace out.